Welcome to the Bryan and Stratton College Online Teaching Standards. 100% course content. We provide instructors with 100% course content, which means all quizzes, midterms, weekly activities, discussions, and assignments are already completed. In all courses, you will only be required to facilitate in discussion, grade assignments, and support your students. Please do not add or delete anything without approval from your program manager. Weekly setup. Our 7.5-week format might vary from any other courses you may have taken or taught in your career, so please read carefully. It is imperative that when you are offered your live course that you go through each week and become familiar with the course content. The introductory folder. The introductory folder will always open at noon Eastern on the Monday prior to a session start. Week 1 will always run from Wednesday to Saturday. You don't have to be present on Monday or Tuesday, but your Angel homepage should be set up. You must have in your intro folder your supplemental syllabus and tracking calendar. Your welcome must be on your homepage, and please post the course's book information along with a picture of the book on your homepage. Here's an example of an Angel homepage layout. Week 1. Week 1 is a short week. It opens on a Wednesday and closes on a Saturday. You must post a minimum of 3 days in Week 1. All discussions and assignments are due by 11:59 p.m. Eastern on Saturday. There's an icebreaker discussion in Week 1 that both students and instructors must participate in for attendance purposes. If a student posts in the icebreaker, they receive 100% or a 0 if they did not post anything. This is only for the Week 1 icebreaker. Please be in your course day 1. It is important to welcome students and show them that you are there. So how would you feel if you walked into a classroom and your instructor doesn't say hello? In the icebreaker, you are required to reply to every student and welcome them to class. For the Week 1 discussion, you are required to post in discussion at the minimum of 3 days between Wednesday through Saturday. The icebreaker and Week 1 discussions are separate. Faculty are also encouraged to share best practices in discussion, and please refer students to the discussion rubric so they will be clear on the expectations for discussions for weeks 2 through 7. Weeks 2 through 7. Weeks 2 through 7 run from Sunday to Saturday. Please make sure you refer to the discussion rubric so students have clear expectations of what is expected from them in discussion. Discussion starts on Saturday and runs until Thursday at 11:59 p.m. Eastern. You must respond to all students' initial posts and post on a minimum of 3 days. Soc 102, Math 097, Com 150, English 101, English 099. Your discussion will run from Sunday to Saturday. All with a few exceptions, assignments are due on Saturday by 11:59 p.m. Eastern. The midterm is usually in Week 4, but check your course and tracking calendar to be sure. Due dates for finals and portfolio projects vary by course. Week 7.5. Week 7.5 overlaps with Week 7. Week 7.5 discussion. You must still post on 3 different days and respond to all students' initial posts. If a student posts in Week 7.5, they receive a 100% or a 0 if they did not post anything. As an instructor, you may deduct points for grammar or mechanics, but this is at your discretion. Week 7.5 starts on Friday and ends on Monday at 11:59 p.m. Eastern. Grades are due in Banner by the Thursday after the session ends. Training will be provided on this at a later point. Your interaction with your students. Our policy. Instructors are required to post in discussion 3 out of the 5 days from Sunday to Thursday. This applies for weeks 1 and 7.5. Instructors are required to reply to every student's initial post. We look for 100% student-instructor interaction, so if you have 20 posts in your course, you should have at a minimum 20 posts each week. Obviously more is better, but we prefer quality over quantity. Instructors are required to monitor your online classroom at least 5 days a week. This includes checking email, holding virtual office hours, and please check your questions form on a daily basis. Your administrative responsibilities. Grades. Grades are due on Tuesday by 11:59 p.m. each week. For example, all graded work for Week 2 will be due by Tuesday 11:59 p.m. Eastern in Week 3, and so on. Because of our accelerated 7.5-week format, it is imperative students know their grades quickly to be successful. Students are allowed to make up their initial discussion post and weekly reflections at the discretion of the instructor. Emailing advisors. Whenever you have a student issue and would like more information on a student, please email our advisors at dlonlineadvising@bryanstratton.edu. Please include the course and student's name in the subject area. Please do not send one email for a group of students. You will have to send an individual email for each student you are concerned about. Your final grades. Final grades are entered into Banner, and you will be assigned a BID number, which is your basic identification number. The faculty developer or your program manager will email you your BID number, usually in week 5 or 6 in your first live course, so please make sure you do not lose this information. You must have your final grades entered into Banner the Thursday after the session ends. So if a session ends on Monday, January 23rd, you must have your grades entered by Thursday, January 26th. Any technical issues? If you experience any type of technical issues, please contact the online help desk. The online help desk, the email is onhelpdesk@bryanstratton.edu. This is for instructors only. If students are having technical issues, please direct them to the technical support at the live phone support 585-563-8401. On the Angel homepage, there's a tab called Angel Support. If a student clicks on this link, it will direct them to our student support. Your program managers. Please make sure that you are aware of who your program manager is. You will contact them directly with any questions regarding your First Live course. The following are our program managers: Michelle Williams, Brandy McDonough, Greg Flowers, Mary Jousey, and Leslie Bishop. Our faculty meetings. We hold 9 faculty meetings a year and are non-paid. This is part of our lifelong learning competencies and faculty development per our college principles. The faculty meetings are asynchronous and in the Faculty Resource Center. Your attendance at these meetings is required even if you are not teaching at that time of the meeting or if you have that session off. The dates and times are listed in the Faculty Resource Center on the calendar. Mentors. If you successfully complete all components of the onboarding training seminar, you will be offered your first live course and will be assigned a seasoned faculty mentor. Your mentor will help you with course content and also complete a mentor checklist each week to show your progress as a new instructor. The mentor checklist will be sent to you and your program manager. Here's an example of the weekly mentor checklist. You will notice that we check to make sure you participated and posted in discussion a minimum of 3 days. Verified that you responded to 100% of students' initial posts each week, including the icebreaker in week 1. Verified your mentor utilized the announcements with proper grammar and dates. This is not an instructor requirement, but good practice. Verified that you responded to all questions in the questions folder. That you updated your grades by Tuesday at 11:59 p.m. each week, that you graded discussions, weekly reflection, and assessments per the required rubric, and make sure you attach rubrics with feedback for major assessments. You also need to incorporate qualitative feedback and comments, and you also emailed advising for any students who are not passing.